There are voices you hear once and forget. And then there's his, a voice that doesn't just speak, it soothes, it teaches, it transcends. This is the story of Morgan Freeman, a man whose journey wasn't written in gold, but carved through grit, patience, and an unwavering belief in destiny. Born on June 1, 1937, in Memphis, Tennessee, Morgan Porterfield Freeman Jr. came into a world divided by color. He was the youngest of 5 children in a family that struggled to make ends meet. His mother was a school teacher, his father a barber. Life wasn't easy, but it had meaning. As a boy, Morgan found escape in the stories on screen, not because they showed him what life was, but because they hinted at what it could be. When most kids dreamed of being cowboys or athletes, Freeman dreamed of the stage, of telling stories that mattered. But dreams don't pay rent. After high school, he turned down a drama scholarship and enlisted in the U.S. Air Force. He wanted to be a fighter pilot, but once in the cockpit, something shifted. "I realized," he later said, "I wasn't in love with flying. I was in love with the idea of flying." He left the Air Force, moved to Los Angeles, and began chasing acting full-time. But the world wasn't ready to hand him the spotlight. For years, he worked small roles, on stage, on television, anywhere he could tell a story. His big break didn't come until decades later. While others would have quit, Freeman waited, patiently, quietly, building a craft so strong that when the world finally looked his way, they couldn't look away. It was the late 1980s. The world finally met Morgan Freeman, not the struggling actor, but the force of nature. Street Smart earned him his first Oscar nomination. Then came Driving Miss Daisy, Glory, Lean on Me, and finally, the film that would immortalize him, The Shawshank Redemption. As Red, Freeman delivered one of the greatest performances in cinematic history. His narration, calm, timeless, wise, became his signature. It wasn't acting, it was truth. Every role that followed, Seven, Bruce Almighty, $1 Million Baby, The Dark Knight trilogy, carried the same essence: strength through grace, power without arrogance, wisdom born from experience. What sets Morgan Freeman apart isn't just his talent, it's his humanity. He doesn't shout to be heard. He doesn't chase attention. He simply is. In a world of noise, he remains the quiet voice that commands respect. Beyond acting, Freeman became a director, producer, and narrator, lending his voice to documentaries that explore space, science, history, and faith. Because for him, storytelling isn't about fame. It's about understanding, about reminding us of the beauty of existence. Morgan Freeman's story isn't one of overnight success. It's one of enduring belief. He showed us that greatness doesn't have an expiration date, that it's never too late to rise, to create, to inspire. And through his voice, steady as the earth, deep as time, he became more than an actor. He became a symbol of patience, of resilience, of what happens when you trust the journey, even when the path seems endless. From a small boy in Mississippi to one of the most respected figures in Hollywood. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the channel. And for more motivational stories and inspiring biographies of world-famous personalities, make sure to subscribe Millionaire Dad so we can learn and grow together. See you in the next one.